Oh, oh, bless you. Hi guys, good morning. It has been a minute. I'm gonna be feeding Dane while I do this video, so if he's grunting, he's either trying to poop or he's just being himself. He's a very grunty baby, so bear with me while I try and feed him. This video I have wanted to make for quite some time, but I haven't because I've been busy and because, as I said in previous videos, we've had a lot of stuff going on since Dane has been born, and so I just wanted to update you all and let you know what's been going on and why I haven't been around and what's been happening. So, when we first brought Dane home, I was having really severe postpartum depression and anxiety to the point where I couldn't even function. I would sit on this couch behind me and I would hold him and I would cry all day long. And everybody's postpartum experience is different. This is just how mine was. I wasn't having thoughts of harming myself or my baby because that does happen a lot with postpartum depression. So I'm really grateful that I wasn't having that, but I was feeling like I didn't want to take care of him, which was hard because I was so mad at myself because I was thinking, Rachel, you've wanted a baby forever. This should be the happiest time of your life, and it's not. It's the worst. It was honestly one of the worst times of my whole life. And that sounds really dramatic, but it's true. I felt terrible. My anxiety made it so my whole body was hurting all day. I couldn't eat. I felt sick. I felt nauseous, but I was hungry. I was trying to breastfeed, which is a really stressful and emotional thing anyway, but since I couldn't eat, I wasn't really producing anything. I was feeling sick already, but then trying to pump made me feel sicker. I was an emotional and physical mess. I was not taking care of myself. I was taking care of Dane as best I could, but not to be super dramatic, but I felt like I would never be happy ever again. And I felt like I only existed to change his diaper and feed him, and that was all I would ever do for the rest of my life. And it felt terrible, and I felt terrible. Eventually, we went in for one of Dane's checkup appointments, and I had to go down the hall to talk to my doctor because I thought there was something severely wrong with me. There was, but I thought I was sick or something because I was so weak I couldn't even carry Dane into the doctor's office. I had to have Zach do it, and I was having a hard time standing up because I was so dizzy and so shaky. And so I went to my doctor and they gave me an IV and they examined me and they were like, there's nothing wrong with you, you just need to try and eat. And I was like, I can't. Anyway, eventually my appetite started coming back very slowly. I did get on some antidepressant and anxiety medication because it got so bad I felt like I couldn't take care of my life. Like I couldn't even function. So after being on the medication for a couple of weeks, I did start feeling a little bit better and I could eat again, and now I feel like a normal person. I feel like I can still do the things I used to love to do. I go on walks with Dane and Tracer all the time. I've started working out again, which is what I'm going to do after this. Huh, bud? He's smiling at me. He has been smiling a ton lately, and we got him to giggle the other day. I didn't get it on camera, but eventually I hope I can. He's not doing it a lot, so maybe when he starts doing it more, then we can do that. Tracer. She's right behind him, so she keeps licking his face. Then, on top of all of that, Zach was also going through his own struggle. And I can't tell it the way that it actually was because it wasn't my experience. So I'll tell you the story from my side, but if you want to hear the whole story from Zach's side, he did type it up and post it on his social media. So I'm going to copy and paste it in the description below, and feel free to read it and comment if you would like. I'm burping him on my leg. That's why you can hear patting. So one day, it was a Friday, and it was in the evening. It was probably like 4 or 5 o'clock, and I was changing Dane, and my mom had just left, and I got a phone call from Zach saying that he wasn't gonna be coming home because he was in the hospital. And of course, I start freaking out. I was a mess myself, and I honestly was like clinging to the fact that Zach would be coming home. Whoa, did you hear that burp? That was Dane. That was massive. That was a massive burp, little buddy. Tracer, stop. I was clinging to the fact that at the end of the day, Zach would be coming home and I wouldn't be by myself with Dane anymore. So I was a mess knowing that he wasn't gonna be coming home. But I was like, why are you in the hospital? What's wrong? Are you okay? Oh goodness. And he was like, yes, I have to stay overnight because they want to make sure that I don't hurt myself. I just burst into tears. I had a sibling at the end of last year go through this same type of thing where they had to go to the hospital for suicidal ideation. The same thing was happening with my husband, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to feel. On the one hand, I was happy he was getting the help that he needed because I knew that he had struggled with depression for a really long time, and I had wanted him to get help for a long time. So there was a sense of, I almost had like a sense of calm come over me because I knew that he was in a place where he would be safe and where he could get the help that he needed. But I was also a horrible mess because, oh my gosh, my husband wants to kill himself. Are you okay? He stayed for 2 nights, which a lot of people normally have to stay for like a week. Zach's mom is a crisis worker, and so she was talking to me through this whole thing. She told me that that's a good sign that they trust him enough to let him go after just 2 nights. So I felt better about that. It was really good to have him home. He seemed much better than before he went in, so I felt like he did get some help. Do you have hiccups? He gets hiccups like a million times a day. In the hospital, they taught Zach a lot about mindfulness and meditation and correcting your thinking, and so he's been doing a lot of the exercises that they taught him, and he's been like meditating and doing yoga every day. And of course he does still have his good days and his bad days, and I still have my good days and my bad days, but I feel like we're figuring out how to cope when those things come around. We're all doing much better. We're all doing good. We love our baby boy. He is just such a big blessing to us. Zach said that Dane was the thing that really got him through those days in the hospital, and that helped him and still helps him every day to remember that he has something to be happy about and something to live for. And yeah, we're all doing much better, but that's why we have been absent for a while. If you have any way to help babies with hiccups, that would be great too, because he gets the worst hiccups and I feel so bad. But he's so cute, huh? Are you so cute? Here, we'll end the video on a positive note. I'll give you a little update on Dane. He is so cute. He's doing really good at holding his head up, as you can see. He gets the hiccups every day, sometimes multiple times a day, which is hard because he gets frustrated and starts crying because he doesn't like having hiccups. He wants to sit up all day, which is also hard because he cannot sit up on his own. He sleeps all the way through the night. He sleeps like 9 to 10 hours every night, which is so amazing and makes me so happy. He has started blowing spit bubbles, and all the time I will look over and he has a mouthful of spit bubbles, or they're all over his chin. He has started talking a little bit. He just says like, "Ooh, ooh," all the time. I have a little video that I will put in here. Is that all? Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah? Oh, wow. That was a lot. He's the best baby in the whole world. He's very content. This is how he is most of the day. Just chilling. Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye.